Be strong, have courage, and fight.
After losing a leader and war hero, a look back at the life of Senator John McCain. Plus, what we can expect overnight after an evening of intense thunderstorms. And as dead fish are moved from beaches to landfills, how the counties are working to contain the smell. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 11.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. We start tonight with breaking news. U.S. Senator John McCain has died at his home in Arizona following a year-long battle with cancer. His wife and children nearby. A maverick to the end, McCain revealing a short time ago he had decided to discontinue medical treatment. Sadly, well aware of the inevitable outcome. ABC's Kenneth Moten brings us a look back at the life of a real American hero.
He was a political maverick and a military hero. Over 5 decades, John Sidney McCain III became a towering figure in American politics and public service. Born on a U.S. military base near the Panama Canal, McCain grew up in Northern Virginia, the middle child of 3 in a family of Navy admirals. He attended the Naval Academy and became a combat aviator, flying missions over North Vietnam during the war. In 1967, McCain was shot down, captured, and later tortured, doing 5.5 years in a North Vietnamese jail dubbed the Hanoi Hilton.
So you have to have faith that your country and your countrymen are doing everything they can to bring you home as quickly as possible.
His scars of war became reminders of his valor, a decorated hero who turned to politics as a second calling. In 1982, McCain ran for Congress from Arizona, home to his second wife, Cindy Lou Hensley, a Phoenix school teacher who became his sweetheart after the war. The McCains would raise 4 children, including an adopted daughter from Bangladesh, a tight-knit family that factored prominently in his campaigns. McCain served 5 terms in the U.S. Senate and ran for president twice.
I'm not running for president to be somebody, but to do something.
In 2000, McCain lost the GOP primary to George W. Bush. 8 years later, he staged a storybook comeback to clinch his party's nomination. As candidate, he catapulted Sarah Palin to fame, while in his Straight Talk Express, winning a reputation as a candidate of character. But in the shadow of an unpopular Republican incumbent, McCain struggled to build momentum and at times strike the right tone.
The fundamentals of our economy are strong.
He got overtaken by a resurgent Senate colleague, Barack Obama, who was on a history-making run. True to form, McCain didn't fade away, turning misfortune into the role of elder Republican statesman. A party leader unwilling to bend to pressure. One of McCain's most dramatic acts of defiance, his July 2017 no vote on the GOP's skinny health care repeal. One of several failed attempts to dismantle Obamacare. A staunch critic of Democrats, but never afraid to be a conciliator. A budget hawk who led the charge against Obamacare, while trying to broker an elusive compromise on immigration. But McCain may be most remembered as a fierce advocate for veterans and the military, which he loved. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
And we, of course, thank John McCain for his service to this country in more ways than one and wish his family the best through this difficult time. Well, earlier tonight here on the Suncoast, thunderstorms ripped through our area. And though it has eased up, drivers should be on the lookout for possible lingering flooded streets. This was the intersection of 10th Street and US 41 earlier tonight. Let's take it over to Wendy Ross for a first check on our first alert weather forecast tonight. Wendy?
Adam, things have really calmed down. So you can see all of that wet weather has moved out into the Gulf of Mexico, and we do have some areas that are flooded as a result of those very heavy rains that came on through. And we saw rainfall amounts that were anywhere between 1 to almost 6 inches in spots across the area. And for the rest of tonight, we're going to be looking at mostly some quiet conditions that are taking place, just a few lingering showers in some locations, but for the most part, it's going to be mostly fair skies after midnight tonight. And these are some of the rainfall amounts that we've been seeing. As you can see, almost 6 inches of rain in southeastern Charlotte County. Other places 1 to over 3 inches of rainfall in spots around the area. And that was all as a result of rainfall that took place between the hours of 3:30 and 6:30 tonight. But now all of that wet weather has moved on out, and we're going to be left with partly cloudy skies for the overnight time period. Adam?
All right, thank you, Wendy. The latest report from Mote Marine Laboratory shows once again fish kills are being reported at all tested Suncoast beaches. This as the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says it is monitoring another threat, commonly referred to as brown tide. On Friday, an outbreak of the bacteria associated with this algae was discovered off the coast of Manatee County. The fear is when the two blooms may collide, causing the fish kills and smells to continue even longer. Well, over 360 tons of red tide debris have been collected so far between Sarasota and Manatee counties, and it's all been dumped into landfills located near homeowners who claim they're now dealing with the smell of the dead fish. But ABC 7's Erica Jackson shows us there's likely another explanation for the odor.
Hold your breath. The smell of dead fish may be moving inland.
As soon as you walk outside, bam.
Near canals.
Makes sense that you would smell the dead carnage from the fish.
And now about a dozen miles away from the shoreline, east of the interstate.
It smells like dead fish.
Residents in Lakewood Ranch in Mayaca City wonder if what they're smelling is coming from a landfill in Manatee County, which takes in about 1,000 tons of waste daily.
It was really strong.
Manatee County has dumped 200 tons of red tide debris at the landfill on Lena Road this month. But officials say the amount of dead marine life is minute compared to the amount of overall trash taken to the landfill.
You would think that they would burn it or dispose of it in a right way.
Manatee County tells us the waste is covered in a thick layer of dirt to minimize odors. And Sarasota County staff is doing the same thing at its landfill in Nokomis. ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan says what locals here are smelling is likely coming from the Gulf when the area experiences strong winds.
When the sea breeze kicks up, we smelt it really heavy at the house.
Both Sarasota and Manatee officials say they haven't received any calls related to red tide odors near the landfill. But the dead sea life will continue to be dumped on that land until the bloom washes away.
I hope that they figure out what's going on, and I hope that it's resolved soon.
Reporting in Manatee County, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Erica. And Mote Marine Laboratory wants to remind people the smell many are associating with red tide is the dead sea life, not the actual red tide organism itself. Well, in an effort to find solutions for red tide, two state representatives crossed party lines this afternoon for a town hall meeting to answer questions and hear from constituents. State Representatives Margaret Good and Joe Gruters listening for over an hour as locals expressed their many concerns. Here's a look at a bit of what was discussed.
If this is going to last through season, I won't be in Sarasota. I won't be able to stay. Or am I going to move inland? Everybody's going to move inland for jobs. There won't be any jobs for me. I've had to move off of Siesta Key because I feel so sick. I've had bronchitis. I'm pregnant. It's been very intense.
Research on red tide is always popular when red tide is happening. More consistent efforts to fund the research to really figure out the cycles, what's going on.
Whether or not there's a one-to-one correlation between red tide and Lake Okeechobee or red tide and fertilizer runoff or any of that, I mean, the point is this isn't how we should be doing business. We should be protecting our environment so that we can continue to live here.
Well, from the impact on tourism to beach cleanups, you can see all of our red tide coverage in one place. You just have to head to mysuncoast.com/redtide. Early voting for Florida's primary election has ended. In Sarasota County, over 14,000 people voted early at one of the 5 early voting sites, and more than 42,000 vote-by-mail ballots have been turned in. Sarasota Supervisor of Elections Ron Turner says those numbers are on pace to eclipse a local voter turnout record.
This is the highest number in recent primaries that we've had for early voting and vote-by-mail turnout. So we're on pace potentially to set a record here. We'll see what the overall turnout is on Election Day. The highest in recent history in Sarasota County was in 2002. We had a 29% overall turnout, but we're on pace. We could see that turnout or even possibly exceed it.
Early voting may be over, but you can still turn in a vote-by-mail ballot over the next few days, right up until the end of Election Day, which is this coming Tuesday, August 28th. Still to come here on ABC 7, in the midst of the stock market's longest bull run ever, how you can make your money work for you. Plus, the happiest place on earth just got a whole lot happier. The change park employees are sure to be smiling about.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
Monday at 5 on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. Volunteers are working to clean debris up from Holmes Beach. We'll tell you how you can help make beaches better in Manatee County. That's Monday on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
So we continue to watch this easterly wind that has replaced the westerly wind. That has big impact on our weather and the storm pattern in the afternoons.
Monday at 5 on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you. Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC 7 News app.
In consumer news, Wall Street's bull market run breaking records this week. So now may be a better time than ever to start thinking about how you can invest in your future. Here's ABC's chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, with your money.
Tonight, with the stock market in the midst of the longest bull run ever, how to think about that nest egg.
It is for the long term. It is to make sure that you have a financially stable retirement when you are older.
Since the financial crisis, stocks are now up more than 300%, meaning if you had $10,000 in your retirement account in March 2009, today you'd have about $42,000.
There's a big misconception that you need a lot of money to invest in the stock market, but that's not true.
That is not true. You can use $100 and start investing now.
To get started small, experts recommend apps like Robinhood and Betterment, which let you invest at no or minimal fees. Begin setting aside $14 a day when you're 23 years old in a low-fee S&P 500 index fund, and you'll have $1 million by retirement. But wait until you're 40, and you'll have to do at least $42 a day. That's $1,300 a month just to get the same result.
The happiest place on earth just got more magical for its employees. Walt Disney World Resort announcing minimum wage for workers will be going up significantly. Disney reaching a tentative deal with unions late Friday night to hike the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2021. That increases starting wages 50% and covers thousands of park and resort employees. Workers will also receive a $1,000 bonus that was promised earlier this year. Union members will vote on the deal September 5th, and it is expected to pass with ease. Changes continue tonight for the troubled film subscription service MoviePass. The company says it will no longer have annual subscriptions. In an email to affected members, MoviePass says those customers have the option of switching to a monthly subscription or just canceling altogether. It's the latest change for MoviePass, which previously allowed customers to see one movie a day in theaters. Now monthly subscribers can only see 3 movies a month, and some box office hits are not even available. Well, tonight was a good night to see a movie. A lot of rain hitting our area and hitting it fast. It just kind of swept in.
It really did. It started around 3:30 this afternoon. It was east of I-75. You could see the clouds building, and all of a sudden everything's moving towards the coastline. And that's the same pattern that's going to be repeated tomorrow. So this pattern is with us for this upcoming week. If you love today, you're going to love tomorrow. And if you have plans to do things outdoors, do them in the morning. That's my greatest admonition. Do it in the morning, because the afternoon is going to be shot. We are expecting to see those winds coming in out of the east-southeast, and that's what is going to drive those rains from the east coast over to the west coast, just as it happened today. And what we're looking at right now is that things are starting to calm down. So the flooding is still taking place due to the heavy rains that we had earlier, but we are going to see the fair skies beginning sometime around midnight tonight, and it is going to be warm and humid overnight. And you can see radar is quiet right now. All the showers have moved out into the Gulf of Mexico, but we do have some flooding taking place around some of the rivers also. Those are these areas highlighted in green. That's indicative of some of the heavier rains that have taken place, swelling some of the rivers that we have around, and that of course is also a concern. But what we're looking at right now are the heavy amounts of rain that came in a very small period of time. From between 3:30 to 5:30 is where most of these showers came from. Over 4 inches just to the south of Parrish and Manatee County, a little over 3 inches of rain over eastern Manatee County. Those are some of the wide spectrums of rain. And then you can see down here towards the south, almost 6 inches of rain in eastern Charlotte County, and every place else in between. We saw 1 to 3 to 4 inches of rain today in pockets around the area, and everyone got rain. It didn't matter where you were getting some showers. And right now, we're still looking at some of the cloudy weather along the west coast of Florida, the heavy rains having moved on out into the Gulf of Mexico. And so for the overnight time period, we're going to see clearing conditions for us, and it's going to turn into a nice night for tonight. You'll be able to see the stars out there overnight, and then tomorrow morning we may get a couple of showers very close to the coastline. They'll just move on out into the Gulf of Mexico, and then we'll get the rain showers coming from the east coast over to the west coast. Just as it happened today, it will happen again tomorrow. And right now, temperatures mostly in the 70s, and they warmed up just a little bit. We actually got down to about 74 degrees at around 6:30 tonight, all along the coast. Now we're 75, 76 degrees, temperatures in the mid-70s elsewhere. And of course, we're not going to see our temperatures drop too much more. 73 was the overnight low last night. We got up to a high of 93 today. Not a record, but certainly it was hot. And as you can see, the tropics are quiet, so we don't have anything to report out there. That's great news. Nothing happening in the Caribbean. There's nothing going on in the Gulf of Mexico. So things are nice and quiet, and expected to be so for the next couple of days. For boaters, beachers, we're looking at those winds coming in out of the southeast at 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet, a light chop out on the bay and inland waters. We'll get those scattered thunderstorms during the afternoon hours tomorrow. Temperature high at the beach will be pretty much what the Gulf water temperature is, 89 degrees. And then over the next 7 days, it is typical summer weather. 40, 50, 60% chances of rain every afternoon. Temperature highs right around that 90-degree mark, overnight lows in the 70s. And it's that way from Sunday through next Saturday. Adam?
Now, sports.
The Red Sox are the best team in baseball, which is no surprise, but the Tampa Bay Rays, a team that started 5 rookies in their infield earlier this month, are 7 wins above 500, and that is a major surprise. One of those rookies, Brandon Lowe, knocking in the Rays' first run tonight, a 2-out single in the 4th to make it a 1-1 game. And after scoring 2 more runs in the 6th, Tommy Pham makes it a 3-run game on just the 5th pitch from Brandon Workman, Pham's first homer of the year. And the Rays win their 7th straight game. They're now in position to be the first team to sweep the Red Sox this season, and they'll try to do it against their former teammate Nathan Eovaldi on the hill for Boston tomorrow. MLB Players Weekend is going on, and it's supposed to be a lighthearted event, but last night a somber reminder from superstar Mike Trout, who put his brother-in-law Aaron Cox on his jersey. Cox retired from the Angels minor leagues earlier this month and died last week. No cause of death has been given, but Friday night was Trout's first game back since hearing the news. Bucs quarterback Jameis Winston is having the best preseason of his career. Through 3 games, he's completed 30 of 41 passes for nearly 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. But Saturday, head coach Dirk Cutter announced Winston won't be playing in Thursday's 4th and final preseason game, starting a looming suspension 1 week early. It means fans will not see Winston back in a Tampa Bay game uniform until September 30th, when the Bucs play the Bears. Jameis was suspended the first 3 games of this regular season after the league investigated sexual assault allegations against the former Florida State Seminole. More preseason action for the NFC South today. Saints, Chargers in LA, and Drew Brees picked off by a former Seminole for Florida State do-it-all safety Derwin James, the first in his NFL career. And down a touchdown, Brees able to get the Saints to the 1. Reigning Rookie of the Year Alvin Kamara punches it in, and from there the Saints roll to a big win in Los Angeles. That score is incorrect. My apologies, but just know this. It was not a close game. Another NFC South team, the Falcons, haven't won a preseason game. Leonard Fournette doesn't want that to change tonight, and he takes a handoff to the right, to the middle, and back to the left for a 20-yard touchdown run. Atlanta's starting offense mustering just 96 yards in the first half against this vaunted Jaguar defense, and Jacksonville wins it 17-6. Well, that's a look at sports. Your winning lotto numbers are straight ahead. Stay with us.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Mascara adds depth to the eyes. Lipstick gives the mouth color and definition. And ALS paralyzes the body.
You look great, Mom. Thank you.
Slowly taking away the ability to move and eventually
breathe.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, as construction continues on the Atlanta Braves spring training complex in Northport, we are learning something interesting about its location. The stadium, where the team will begin its first full spring training season in 2020, is being built near a World War II-era bombing range in the West Villages. According to the U.S. Department of Defense, the Venice Bombing Range, as it used to be known, is a medium-risk site from old bombs and ammunition that could still be buried beneath the ground. The property is scheduled to receive ongoing monitoring until 2071. So I'm sure there's a sense of comfort seeing all those people stomping around out there and digging things up.
It's kind of scary.
Nothing to worry about.
Oh, only here in America. Well, we are looking at calm conditions now, so we don't have any worries as far as the rain is concerned, and we don't have to worry about rain overnight. It's going to be tomorrow afternoon. It's all coming back once again.
We'll just do it again almost, I think, every night for the rest of the week.
For the rest of this week, and you can see it's going to be hot once again. Go outside in the morning.
There you go. And then join us at night, and we'll tell you all about it again.
There you go.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.